2 glasses of red on the plane. This was a great podcast. Miranda told Charissa and I to be Carrie Underwood and Miranda Lambert for Halloween. And I was like, I think we're like friends. I mean,
and she also said, let's get on a text chain. We'll talk about
Yeah.
She said text chain. She said it. So
I set up a group DM with myself and Charissa. You want to pull it up?
we haven't heard back from Miranda.
No. Crickets. Hey guys, welcome to the official YouTube page for Calm Down with Erin and Charissa. This is where you can watch all of our ridiculous conversations and fun interviews. We have full shows, we've got pre-games, anything and everything that you guys could want. But first, you're going to have to subscribe. Just hit subscribe right there and you're good to go. And now you can calm down with us. Yep. Can you tell that we're reading this off a script? We hope so. All right. We need to calm down and wrap this bad boy up. Press subscribe. Thanks for listening. Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio. And with that, I woke up today going, oh my God, it's week 3.
I'm excited, guys. Hey, look.
The NFL's nuts.
Welcome, everybody. We're not nuts. I mean, we are.
I am.
A little bit. But we are so excited to be, for those of you that are watching the podcast, we are coming to you, not live, I mean live to tape, essentially, from Topgolf. And we are so excited to be here.
That
we
looks
love our
like my
partnership
husband
with
right
him.
there.
What?
But it's not. Yeah.
He does have a vibe about him. For those of you guys that have never been to Topgolf, this is not an ad. I'm just going to say this because when we got here today, because we were going to film our podcast, we always tape our pod on a Monday. And we're like, let's just stay for the Monday night game. It is the best place to watch a game, have drinks with friends, have something to eat, have a little, game if you want to have a game. If not, either way. They also have a new driver called the Sure Thing. I am not a sure thing anymore. I'm old. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But the driver's great. Topgolf is great. And thank you guys for joining us here on another episode of the Calm Down podcast. Erin Andrews, welcome.
We did a kind of get together at the Vegas Topgolf with
We
Fox,
did. So
and
fun.
I got so lit. I hit the ball the wrong way. It was fun though. It was great.
We did that. What was that, 2 years ago now?
Yeah. And Michael Strahan was like, yay, wrong way.
But it's such a great place if you are an avid golfer or you're a novice golfer. Either way, it is going to be the start of week 3. I'm leaving tomorrow.
You are? You're doing it?
Well, look,
Al.
ladies and gentlemen, when Al Michaels sets the itinerary and he says we're leaving Tuesday, you say, I'll be there early. So yeah.
Do you believe in miracles?
It'd be a miracle if I was packed on time. No, I'm doing better this year. I say that heading into week 3. So Thursday Night Football, I've got the Jets and the Patriots.
Yeah.
Patriots lost a close one to the Seahawks. Jets got a nice win against the Titans. So they're 1-1.
Be good to see Aaron. Because last time you saw him, he was
excited to see
rehabbing the old leg.
Yes. And we can just say this because we love Aaron as a friend. Aaron also makes fun of Erin and I because Erin Andrews, because he says that sometimes how do we say this gently?
We're professional trolls.
I wasn't going to say it, but Aaron Rodgers has called us out as being professional trolls. And
to him, not to other people. Because we'll leave him a funny message or a funny picture. And he's like, you guys are professional
everyone
trolls.
wants to tap dance around the nonsense because they're so afraid to talk to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron and I just go straight into
the leg.
So the last time we talked to him, we sent him a video and he was like, you two are too much. But I have to say this. I was going through a difficult time last season because of a few things. And I will never forget Aaron Rodgers' kindness as a human. I walked onto that field, and of course he wasn't playing because of the injury he sustained 4 plays in last year. And I was in a vulnerable place, and it will make me emotional thinking about it. And I walk onto that field at MetLife Stadium, and I see him, and he sees me, and he gives me a big hug. And I just was about to lose it, and he was like, "You got this." And I thought it was the sweetest thing because it reminded me that, no matter what you're going through, you establish relationships in this business. And if you're lucky enough to have, obviously, a former MVP and Super Bowl champion and a guy named Aaron Rodgers on your side, you're in good shape. So either way, I'm excited to cover that game.
Even though he called us professional trolls. But I guess we deserved
right there.
Yeah.
The highs and the lows. But yeah, so here we are, week 3. You're headed back to Dallas, sister.
Yes, headed back to Dallas.
What an interesting game you have. I am so fascinated by the storyline of your game. Ravens, Cowboys, go.
Ravens are 0-2. Cowboys, their defense needs a little bit of they need to get back together and listen to Mike Zimmer and try to figure some things out before Lamar Jackson comes to town. Yeah, it's a wild game. It's always like, oh, shoot, the Cowboys lost. What are we going to talk about? We have a ton to talk about. That's one of the best things about the Cowboys.
Yeah.
It's never dull. Can we go back to week 2 for both of us
so
and
that's
talk about it?
A look ahead to week 3 for our matchups that we'll be covering. But I was in Miami for our very first Thursday night football game. So we always start the second week because NBC gets the first Thursday night football game. Yep. So in Miami for great matchup, you got the AFC East, division rivals, Buffalo and Miami. The Bills have had the Dolphins number. They've won 11 of their last 12 matchups against the Dolphins. So you go in with this great optimism and think like, it can't keep happening this way, right? It's like when you flip a coin and you're like heads or tails, like it's 50-50. It can't keep being tails. It can't keep being, but sure enough, congratulations to the Buffalo Bills fan base and to them. They won the game. But unfortunately for the Miami Dolphins, they lost much more than the game. They lost Tua Tagovailoa to another concussion. For those of you that were listening to the pregame, I mentioned how sadly I've been there for now 2 of 4 of his major concussions. We were a baby network on Amazon, a baby streaming service with Amazon for week 2 in 2022 when he sustained that concussion. Against the Cincinnati Bengals and was carted off. What I was so grateful for in this one, if you want to find a silver lining in anything, he was able to walk off the field. A lot of tests, and I'm not a doctor, a lot of different opinions have been thrown around as what he should do. But ultimately, sports, and you know this all too well, Erin, with your own situation with Jarrett, there's a game and then there's the human. Yeah. So we just wish nothing but the best for Tua and the decision that him and his family and the experts come to. But yeah, it's always an unfortunate situation when you're watching a game like that and have it, end up with a player having much more than just, being removed from the game for an injury.
Besides all that, how was it being with the crew? How was it being back? All of it.
It was awesome. I've spoke at length about how grateful I am to not only feel like I have a family at Fox, but also at Amazon. Just being back out on the road, small little thing. It's the night before the game, and we don't have to be on the shuttle until 3:00 in the afternoon on a Wednesday, right? So on, Tuesday night, like we go to dinner, we
get
have
after
fun.
It a little bit.
Yeah, you have some fun and like get after it. It's like, but it's like with your people, but we all ended up on the patio in my room, me, Sherm, Tony, Whit, Taylor, and
what a patio you must get on Thursday night football.
Look,
oh my God.
Amazon Prime customers, thank you for making sure that you buy all those things because it's pays for the palatial suite that I had. No, we were all sitting out there and we were just, talking about everything. And I just thought to myself, like how grateful I am that, when you spend so much time, again, we talk about it a lot. When you spend so much time on the road and you have the same situation with your crew, that it's fun to also not talk football sometimes. Like we were talking about all these different things. So anyways, I went to bed very late, into the wee hours of Wednesday morning. But then, it was just nice to be back and get into that routine. So for you were in Dallas.
And New Orleans came to town. I was just thinking for a second, who did they play? Wow. They played Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara, and the New Orleans Saints.
And Clint Kubiak's offense. Oh my God. They have put up 90 plus points within the last 2 weeks, and a team that nobody was really talking about. And in fairness, like in the NFC South, like everyone was high on the Falcons. It was like, can Baker and, company repeat? But good for the Saints and good for Derek Carr. It's another reminder that you don't know what's going to happen in this league as we sit here entering week 3. The Rams are 0-2. The Ravens are 0-2. The Bengals are 0-2. And the Saints are the talk of the town.
Yeah, it's super fun. I loved what you wore. I knew it was 80% humidity. It was in the upper 90s for that game?
It's a rosé, ladies and gentlemen. It was so fucking hot, I gotta say.
I mean, Andrew Whitworth was
sweet
soaked.
Baby. So
Poor baby.
I went straight from Miami to Tampa to interview Baker Mayfield for the Fox show, which thank you, Baker. I never take for granted that these guys take time out of their busy schedules to sit down with us. But I sit down with Baker and we just were like, before the camera rolls, whatever, talking about stuff. And he goes, I said, I don't know how you play in this heat because whatever, heat is heat, but like humidity is a whole other thing. And so then I was joking about all of us on Thursday night, like wearing ill-fitting outfits. Tony was wearing an ascot. Tony had an injury from a go-kart injury.
Was that ever talked about? I knew about it, but did he ever talk about he hurt himself? I heard he really burned his neck.
It was not great. And shout out to Tony Gonzalez. So played in the league for 17 years, a Hall of Famer. Like, we love Tony, and he is tough. This was an injury that wasn't great. But anyways, people were like, why is Tony wearing a scarf around his neck when it's like 80 degrees? It's fine. He lives to tell the tale. But we were all wearing really silly outfits when you think about it. Whit was wearing a jacket.
What was Fitzpatrick wearing?
A bowling shirt.
Does he not have to dress up?
No, he doesn't.
Oh,
especially when he's played for both the teams playing in the game. He's like, I'm going to wear whatever I want. But bring it back to Baker real quick. Baker goes, I don't feel bad for any of you guys. He's like, what was Whit wearing? A jacket? Like, so anyways, you go in with like the best of intentions. Like, I want to look great. It's our first week on the air. And then you get out there and you're like, this was a terrible choice, but it's fine. Whatever.
How'd your deodorant last? Okay.
Oh, you know that I was reapplying 97 times in the bag. Okay. So Erin will obviously, we need to do like, what's in your bag?
Everything.
Whatever. Deodorant is always in there. Perfume. I have
breath
perfume in my like small little purse. Perfume, deodorant, breath mints. I also have like 17 different compacts, like powder, whatever, just in case, like if Dominique, shout out to Dominique, hair and makeup, which she's so sweet. She does both. But anyways, if she like can't get to set, like I'm going to touch myself up, the whole thing. But yeah, in your bag always has to be deodorant and powder and breath mints.
You had a shine on your arms. I texted Jillian and I said, get that, because I'm wearing sleeveless in Dallas. And it was just a gorgeous color, very shiny.
Really?
Don't know if it was sweat.
It was sweat. It was
whatever.
It
was amazing.
Sweat.
You also talked about your hair. I'm not doing extensions. I think your hair looks phenomenal on television. This is kind of my favorite Charissa hair era.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really love
I'm going through a journey. Obviously, anyone that like knows me knows that I will probably change this halfway through this season.
It looks so good.
I just can't do the extensions anymore.
No.
And I will say this, the only good thing in that heat is that I didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
I know, but then sometimes I'm like, it's a little too like, and I say this respectfully, news and like I'm like nightly news anchory, like not sexy. Like I feel like sometimes sexy is like equated with like
hot.
You know, Bridget Bardot.
I thought you looked beautiful.
Anyways, but
I loved it.
I'm rocking my short hair for now. I'm channeling Charlize Theron.
No, I love it. You said that last week. Tell me about your outfit, because we're doing an outfit segment. Because so many people ask us.
This is an ad. Shop Bop, I love them anyways. Shop Bop, doing a partnership with them, not all year for Thursday Night Football, but they're, oh my God. I had never worked with them before.
They're great.
And maybe I'm a little ignorant. I had never shopped even off their site.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Great.
Incredible. So Shop Bop dress,
it was 2 pieces, no?
Yes, and I'm going to look up the designer.
Okay.
I'm going to look up the designer. You go while I look up the designer.
I was wearing a red situation from Reformation and little red Nikes, which Al Harris came up to me before the anthem and he goes, there you go, like gave me a fist bump. He's like, I love the kicks. You always know when the coaches and the players mention your kicks, it's like a good day. So I was pretty pumped. Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine was super casual and I loved it. It was...
I love a monochromatic look on you, saying that.
It was a good color to choose because there was no other red in the stadium. Linen pant though is hard to wear during
oh my God, linen
game.
In general, it's like it's over right after that, because it doesn't matter what you do, you can steam it and then you sit in the car on the way to the stadium and it's already wrinkled.
Wait for
Amanda
Upchard.
You know,
Richard, sure.
I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not a fashion gal at all, but
it was gorgeous.
Yeah. And very affordable, might I add, for you gals out there. Like, I looked at the price and I was like, what?
No, it was
and
beautiful.
I sent Erin the picture. This is what I do before every game, because I need to make sure that she's okay with it. I send Erin a picture and I'm like, are we good with this? And if she says yes, then we're good for it. If not, then I'm in an Uber looking for the local mall trying to get an outfit.
Get out of the car. You looked great. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Also, talking about love, I was in Dallas, so I actually spent like 10 minutes on the field with Charlotte Jones talking to her about life and being a woman in the industry. I loved it so much. And she was like, I saw the Miranda Lambert interview. Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, they saw it. Everybody loved it. I love talking to her, but I got a little cocky and confident because that night we did the interview.
Yeah.
So I then went and did a speaking engagement, flew back that night.
I think it looks great. Sparkling.
It's so much. It's fine. Jillian, I love you, but yeah. I'm going. So I was on the plane and I was feeling a little cocky and I got a couple drinks in me and I fucking did a DM with you, me, and Miranda. And I was like, because she said, like, I reach out to different artists or people I want to talk to on DM. So I was like, I've had 2 glasses of red on the plane. This was a great podcast. Miranda told Charissa and I to be Carrie Underwood and Miranda Lambert for Halloween. And I was like, I think we're like friends. I mean,
and she also said, let's get on a text chain. We'll talk about
Yeah.
She said text
She
chain.
said it.
She said it. So
I set up a group DM with myself and Charissa. You want to pull it up?
we haven't heard back from Miranda.
No. Crickets.
This is a lot like my Vince Vaughn text message
What did
story
I write her? Look
where
it up.
I got the red receipts from Vince Vaughn and then I screenshotted the conversation to send to you and Ryan, our wonderful producer, and I sent it back to Vince Vaughn, which is so fucking embarrassing for those of you that have ever screenshot something and you send it back to the person. You're like, no. Anyways, bringing up the DMs, Erin, I was really proud of you. And I
was
gotta
so
say,
proud.
based off the interview, I thought she was going to respond immediately.
I know. And then like
She
the
hasn't.
day of the
This
album,
is but it hasn't said
she
scene.
didn't read it.
No, it hasn't. Right. So you don't have a Vince Vaughn thing where it
What
says
did
red.
I write?
And I quote, "We love you!" Exclamation point. Thank you so much for today. You are goals and the ultimate girl crush.
No
Nothing.
response.
Whoa. But it hasn't been seen. And in fairness, she has been promoting her new
Yes,
album, Postcards from
which is
Texas,
great.
which is fantastic. Damn it, Randy is on repeat. If you guys have not listened to it, listen to it. But yeah, we're
I'm not
embarrassed.
going to be too hurt about it because I do think it went well. And I do think
I do think that she likes us. I just think that she hasn't dove into the
DMs yet. Okay. Yeah.
We're going to
Anyways,
say whatever we need to
I
make
loved-
ourselves feel better.
yeah, I loved having her
I
on.
told you guys about that time I played a little game called Dare to DMs. You got to be willing to throw a lot of freaking,
Yeah. I wasn't
worms
daring
into
to
the
DM.
pond
I was
before
just
you.
so excited. Another thing I'm excited about, and I talked to you about it the next day. I did a speaking engagement in Chicago
Oh
the day
my
we
God.
talked to Miranda Lambert.
Uh-huh.
I got to hang out with Brooke Shields.
Okay.
She's a freaking movie star.
Let me tell you how this went. Erin does her game, flies straight. Where were you week one? It's already out.
Cleveland.
She flies
I
straight
think,
from
yeah.
Cleveland, goes to Chicago, does a speaking event. We do the podcast. We get off the podcast and she goes, I got to tell you. Or you go and do the speaking engagement and then you call me from the airport.
Oh,
and you're
I
like,
did?
I got to tell you, Brooke Shields, oh my God. And like, that's how that went. And I said, tell me more. She said, incredible. I've never seen her
Incredible.
documentary, but I want to watch it.
I haven't either, and I want to watch it too. We should watch it. We should then ask her to be on. Couple observations from Brooke Shields. Hair is real and hair is fantastic. She is so
jealous
tall.
of that.
The neck, not sagging,
Oh my
tight
God.
and ready to go.
I need her neck doctor.
Great
Stack.
yep, on her wrist. Phenomenal pink suit. Lovely and fun. I was making
Oh
a joke
my
about my cervix. She went right in there and said,
Yeah,
well, let's talk about mine. Like, she's just
Great.
our kind of gal.
Love that.
And like,
This
just
woman
magical.
has been, think about how long she's been in
Yeah.
Hollywood. The stories, like her friendship with Michael Jackson.
Let's
like,
watch her doc.
okay, let's watch it tonight.
I don't know. No,
What-
I got Monday Night Football.
Right after we're here at Topgolf and Monday Night Football, then we'll go into the
I'm
Brooke Shields
excited.
documentary.
She's great.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Oh, and then I was going through TSA in at O'Hare, and she must have just gone like a few minutes before me. And all the guys at TSA were like, "Did you just see who came through?"
Yeah.
And I thought they were like,
Erin
the
Andrews.
football girl. And they're like, Brooke Shields. And I was like, isn't she great? I'm like, she's amazing. Yeah, they didn't care. Anyways, it's probably like Miranda in the DM.
Football girl.
Professional
No.
troll.
Not the football girl. Who was it? That was someone really famous. And they're like, here, can I get a picture? And they're like, yeah, you can. It's like, no, I need you to take the picture.
Oh,
Jay Cutler said that.
great.
What's he up to? Anyways, Dare to DM.
I don't know how you segue from Taylor Swift to
Oh, I'll
her
tell you exactly how you segue from that.
Nashville.
You want to talk about, well, that That was
Cute.
good. How
I'm
do you
a
segue?
host.
So for those of you new to the Calm Down podcast, we love a few headlines.
Love.
It is, I can't imagine. So there's being famous, and then there's being famous, like a level that you don't even know. Remember that clip?
These people are a different level.
From
this
Taylor
isn't even
Swift
famous.
receiving the friendship bracelet after, she was there for the game week 1 in Kansas City against the Ravens, and she's sitting next to Travis's dad and the little girl. I don't even want to say little girl. Maybe it was little boy. I don't know.
Maybe it was me
who gave her the friendship bracelet. And you just see that. How do you feel like that? Where it's like the lip syncing people like do the whole thing, and I'm like, oh, good. Now I feel like I'm part of the conversation where it's like saying thank you so much, and then she's so cute, whatever. But like, she obviously, is all the most famous person on the planet, but you always have to be on, because wonder if she just grabbed that bracelet and she's like, forget about it. Like, no, she's not like that.
But I think with her, it's not even being on.
Yeah,
I just think
right.
she's just all of it.
She is. So whether she never has to go through TSA, but she is always on. And she was at the MTV Video Music Awards, which is always, I imagine, for her a place that brings her right back to that famous Kanye West moment where she wins the award. Okay, you guys know the story. He comes up and whatnot.
So little then.
So little. She's a like baby girl, and she wins one of many awards she won that night. And she thanked Travis Kelce for being magic and a lot of other things.
Did we use magic when we talked about him? I know we talked about how good he smells.
Yeah.
We said he's fantastic.
So fun, and he's like a good time and whatever.
Yeah. It kind of sounds like everything we said. I mean, again, I'm saying this, having fun with all of it, but you thought it was so cool she gave him a shout out.
So here's what I loved about it, because Travis
is all of these things.
Future Hall of Famer, 3-time Super Bowl champ. He has his own resume. But yes, of course, his girlfriend's Taylor Swift. So he's going to be asked about being Taylor Swift's boyfriend. Fine. But Taylor Swift has not, until now, I haven't heard her acknowledge him publicly, right?
Right.
And
she showed a clip, I think, in a video, and he kisses her in the kitchen, which I died over.
But never her actual words of like acknowledging my boyfriend, whatever. Yeah. And what I loved about this, it's like, he's always acknowledging her and whatever, because he's, part of his job is to do interviews. And I love that she stood up there and she recognized him, because he is a fucking great boyfriend.
He's a time.
Imagine signing. I mean, look, he loves her. We saw it firsthand, like us at the concert and standing behind him. And I don't try to oversell this, like, oh my God, we're so close with Travis. No, but like, we will very, like, I don't know, confidently say, like, we can gauge whether Travis is into someone or not. Him at that concert, watching her and being and telling us the story.
Love with her.
And
I was looking at Jared and I'd be like, why don't you look at me like that when I do my first
Steve's
hit
eating guacamole, not paying any attention to me.
Jared's like, great outfit, babe. Look great. Anyways, Jared, she's singing Lover. I'm talking about Dallas's defense. Get it together. Stare at me like Travis stares at her.
Whenever I'm on a pregame, whenever I'm doing like a show, I wait for a Steve text to come through. It comes through hours later. And I'm like, did he tape the show? And is he watching it now? Anyways, Travis
Mine's
in real time.
We love you, babe. Great job.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, so you didn't watch. That's literally my first
talk about.
Exactly. Now I start questioning them. What did I say? What was I wearing? And then Steve shows me last night.
Did you copy paste?
Steve has a running list of different outfits I've worn and his nicknames for the outfits, like Oreo Queen because it's black and white. Like, hello? Anyways, my point in bringing it back to Travis and Taylor, as we always do, is I love that she acknowledged him for a very simple thing. Not like, oh, you're a Super Bowl champion, you're this or that. Like, you are magic. You make everything around you better. You make everyone happy.
So
and guess
sweet.
how much that costs? $0. So I just loved it.
I love this.
Are you guys still with us?
Yep. Turns happiness and fun and magic. And I want to thank him for adding that to our shoot, because I'll always remember that. That is so cool, because much like her song, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, this girl has done a lot of shit when she has been upset, lights, camera, bitch, smile. And this sweet little angel, and he's not little, that 87 is big. I mean, brings so much fun. And
all
he's great.
I think about is that in those moments, and I know for those of you guys that don't want to hear us talk about Taylor Swift,
you don't love love.
The podcast
you don't love love.
And by the way, we named Calm Down even before our affinity for Taylor Swift. Here's what I just love so much about it.
They're adorable.
You know the shoots where you're tired. The panel that you host, you go here, you go to there.
You're leaving off camera and being like, really? Oh, okay, yeah.
Right. Dealing with air conditioning, all of the other things that you've got going on at home. But like if you've got someone on that set while you're tired and shooting and they're like, go babe, you got it. You got it. It's like, and she had this interview one time where she was like, she had won all these awards or whatever. And she went home and she said, shouldn't I be calling someone other than my parents right now? And being like, yeah, she was like, shouldn't I be like sharing this with someone other than my parents? Which parents are great, but it's like, I want to share this with like my person. And like, I want them to be happy for me. It's like, my father always says like, success is nothing if you don't have someone to share it with. So I just thought that was like a culmination of something and like seeing them at the US Open, like, you know.
Oh my God, we have not talked about it. Them at the US Open and her doing her like dance routine and her singing and him being there and having fun. Obsession.
Also,
good for you. You have a time. Again, I'm going to stress this. She's going to love us. Whenever this is happening, she's going to love us. Doesn't she understand everything always turns into a monologue, a video, like what from Sweetest Things?
Yeah,
what is it?
No, I don't know.
I think not a monologue. A montage. Yeah. Again, Taylor, you're magic, and so are we. And that's
sorry. This is what happens when you bring up a Taylor Swift headline. We're going to go on it.
It was great.
I didn't drink enough. But apparently I need to drink more when I'm on a plane because I'm a flight attendant. Here's why I would never rest my head against an airplane window. My airplane seat preference is against the window so I can fall asleep and have that moment. And also, I don't want to get up every 5 seconds when you have to go to the bathroom. Yeah. If I'm on an aisle, then I'm getting up and now whatever. So according to this flight attendant, you're not the only one who has done that. And you don't know how many people or children have wiped their hands or other things all over the window. You never know if or how often that plane window was sanitized. So it's best to avoid the germy situation. Here's what happens, and respectfully to the flight attendant that said this, there are germs all over. So it's
good
like,
to know though. I had a very famous singer sitting in front of me last night on the way home.
You didn't tell me this.
But he
Sing
was
the song.
Like on the window asleep. And if I had known this, I would have tapped him as I was watching the Kansas City Cincinnati game and said, excuse me, that is a very germy situation. Would you like a wipe? I'll tell you after the show. He's great. You love him.
Just give me genre.
No, country. I wanted so bad to get a picture with him because I'll say it. I was at the TGI Fridays with my crew. We were having some boneless wings and a couple Santa Margaritas. Enjoying week 2 being over and standing up at the bar. Shout out to the bartender and the waitress and waiter that were there taking care of us. And the waiter was so adorable. And he goes, I know who you are. You should probably know who's down there. I'm like, Taylor Swift. No, just kidding. So-and-so was there enjoying his, I don't know what he was having. But then I said to the boys.
Was he by himself?
No, he was with his people. And I said to the boys and Jillian, I said, let's go get a picture with him. I was feeling real confident after my 2 glasses.
My gal. After 2, it's home.
I was like, let's go get a picture.
DMs and photos. Yeah.
And then we walked right by him as he was like waiting for everyone to get on the plane. I was like, never mind, I feel so stupid.
Why?
Let's not do it.
You got nervous? No.
Nah.
She got so much confidence after 2, but then it's over.
Yeah. This one is a serious tone.
Yep.
I love that she talked about it. Selena Gomez talked about how she can't carry her own children, but remains optimistic about starting a family. I love that she was honest about it because you know what? There are people that are really, really afraid to deal with this kind of stuff. Haven't ever said this, but unfortunately I can't carry my own children. I have a lot of medical issues that would put my life and my babies in jeopardy. That was something I had to grieve for a while. And I think you really do have to. And she talks about surrogacy and adoption. I remember the very first time our doctor told us that I wasn't going to be able to carry. We went straight to the Ivy after we went to Cedars Medical, and we got so wasted we had to call an Uber because we were so sad. And I remember,
you and Jarrett, obviously.
Jarrett and I. And I remember crying to Jarrett, and I would be like, what am I going to do about a baby shower? Like, I won't even have a baby shower. And Jarrett goes, we're going to go to Napa Valley and we're going to get wasted. Well, we didn't. You had a party for me and we got wasted.
Oh, Erin.
That's not what I'm saying. Drink your problems away. But it is really good to talk about it. And I will say this, and everybody says this to you once you're in the moment. If you're dealing with stuff like that, you try so hard to have that baby. And once that baby is here, you forget about all the problems.
Yeah.
And then you start bitching about other things.
No, but that's really beautiful. Thank you for
about being wasted?
No, sis. I know, you and I are the first to always self-deprecate or mask, put a mask or whatever, shield over things and be like, look this direction. So I don't have to, face the seriousness of something. But I will say this, and obviously this is, I think, our third year of this podcast, or maybe going into our fourth. I have received so many, and I don't always tell you about them because you'll be the first to be like, whatever. People that have said, I love Erin's honesty and vulnerability on the podcast, because when you're on television, you only get a certain amount of time, and you're, from a reporter standpoint, you're delivering news, you're delivering information. Like, you don't get to be the Erin that we get to see here on this podcast, or the Erin that I have known and loved for the last 20 years. So your vulnerability about a subject that is very difficult to talk about, I don't even think that you can quantify or qualify how much that helps people. So that's very, it's very sweet of you say and to find commonality in that.
But I love she did it.
If you mind, because you've never told me this story. The follow up, did you know when you went into that doctor's appointment? Like, did you think that the doctor was going to say that? Or?
My fertility doctor, we haven't talked about that. No. My fertility doctor said it would be very difficult, and because I had cervical cancer and they removed so much of my cervix, I wasn't going to be able to carry. And we then went to a high risk pregnancy doctor and kind of just asked him, like, how would this work? What are we looking at? What are we facing here? And he basically said, it is so high risk that if you go into labor in Green Bay while you are working, you're going to have to stay in Green Bay for 9 months. Nothing against Green Bay, nothing against Cleveland, nothing against Dallas. It just, that wasn't going to work for me. That wasn't going to work for my life. They were even like, talks about, well, if your cervix can't take it, maybe could you stitch back in? Like, how could they do that? It just wasn't going to work. And because we didn't have many embryos, it just wasn't going to be successful.
And thank God for alternative options where you can still bring back into the world and have surrogacy and everything that you're doing to advocate that. So thank you for being honest and having those moments of vulnerability, and to Selena Gomez and the noise behind us.
The pressure cooker behind us. Make sure the knob is the right way or you could blow up your house. But I love that she was so honest about it. People have to be so honest about this stuff because it really does help other people kind of deal and grieve and think to themselves, okay, there is surrogacy, there is adoption. These are great possibilities. So I love that she is so famous and so honest.
We are headed... What?
Hoda. And I want to give my girl a shout out. We have the Hoda thing that you love so much.
Okay, so we talked about this on the pregame, and I love this because a couple weeks ago, we got an anonymous question saying, I'm getting a divorce and, I'm 50, like, what now? Kind of a thing. And we're like, hello, girl. Like, good for you.
Yeah.
And I saw Sarah Blakely had posted. So for those of you that don't know who Sarah Blakely is, she is the famed entrepreneur of Spanx, and she now started a new shoe company. And she had posted this, that Ariana Huffington started the Huffington Post at 55. Julie Wainwright created the Real Reel at 53. Viola Davis achieved EGOT status, so Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony status at 57. Harlan Sanders founded KFC. She goes on and on and on about men and women that have had incredible success. Elin Latham was 54 when she created Orange Theory. Success over the age of whether it's 40 or 50 or whatever. And I freaking love this. I'm sitting here, I'm 42 years old and I've talked ad nauseum, but worth repeating. I have finally found happiness on the other side of 40. And I haven't created these companies, but like success and happiness takes on many different forms. And so this idea that it's like, oh, is it too late for me? And or anything. And whether, you're going back to the conversation about even having a baby. Like Janet Jackson had a baby at 50. Like whatever you want in life, thank God for these different options that we have, whether it's starting a company or starting a family or just truly being happy in self. Like I'm so freaking excited for anyone that's able to, grab a hold of their dreams or also like say goodbye to their past and move forward. Because as my father always says, life is not a dress rehearsal. This thing isn't like, hey, we're starting and this has all been, practice. Like this is, and I haven't told you this and I won't cry, but my grandma passed away 2 days ago.
Oh my God. How do you not tell me this?
She was 90. And it's like, she lived a great freaking life. And like, I said I wasn't going to cry. Now I'm crying. And my point is, it's like, I know that like, I saved all of her voicemails like that she would send me. And it's like, I'm not trying to like be sad, but it's like, oh my God, you're 90 years old. Like she checked all the boxes, like married to her high school sweetheart, had 4 kids. She's got like, 12 grandkids, great grandkids. It's like, my sadness is not because, she died. It's because like she's gone. It's like, I don't get to see her again. But like, I'm so sad for anyone that lives a life that it's not their own. It's like, you get to do whatever you want if you're willing to be brave enough to like walk out of your situation that you don't like or whatever. So it's like, it's over. Like whether you're lucky enough to live to 90, which she was, or whatever, but it's like, it just live and be happy and make decisions that are sometimes selfish, but like the best for you. And then hopefully, I'm sorry, this is like, I don't mean to be a downer. We're at Topgolf and this is a great place to bring your family and have so much fun. But what
you
I
were
mean
definitely
is,
not getting that sure thing club driver now.
Come to Topgolf. If you're at home tonight and you're thinking to yourself, this is a boring night, then get to Topgolf. My grandma wants you to come to Topgolf. No, I'm serious. Grandma Judy
I love
loves
the
Top.
name Judy.
Isn't it so sweet?
It's so cute.
No one's naming, by the way, I'm not having children, but I would name my daughter Judy.
Yeah.
Like you don't hear any babies named Judy. And her my grandpa's name was Tom. Tom and Judy. Not Jerry. Those are different characters, but nonetheless, the love is the same. And my point is, without getting totally off topic, is what a great freaking life. And when it's all said and done, while she's like in heaven, it's like you look back and you're like, did I check all the boxes? It's like, yeah, I did. And so anyways, whether it's somebody like Selena Gomez or Taylor Swift, who's like, fuck it, let's live our life. Yep. If somebody else is carrying your baby and you have a baby, then great, then you have a baby. Or you're dating a guy and you want to go and have fun at the U.S. Open. Who gives a fuck? Who, whatever.
Cheers to Judy.
Sweet
baby girl.
Live your life. Judy loves us, by the way.
She does?
Wait till you listen to some of the voicemails. Mm-hmm. Hey. No, I don't mean to be sad. Judy lived a great life. I just really, I'm really advocating for, DirecTV's calling. I don't know if I paid the bill. Is DirecTV still worth paying for? Is this sponsored?
The dispute is done, apparently. Well, I'm so sorry. Why didn't you tell me?
Oh, no. It's not like anything, whatever, that we need to be sad about. I'm just really,
how's your mom?
And yeah, I mean, of course, I can't imagine when we lose our mom, which is going to happen inevitably, it's going to be terrible. But I'm saying, okay, so I'm going to go sad to go happy. Live your life and fucking make decisions that make you happy.
I want to give one more shout out to your mom and to Judy. That's so sad. I wish you had told me this. I feel like an asshole. I didn't know this.
No, you don't know if I don't tell you. No, it's okay.
I know, but why aren't you telling me?
Judy loved my shop bop bath, and I would say that, but she loved that leather. Jude's loves some leather. Yeah.
So sweet. Well, I'm very sorry. And I'll give you hell about it after the podcast about why you didn't tell me. But I'm joking. I want to give a little shout out to little Miss Claire.
Yes.
Her IG handle is, hey guys, it's me, Claire.
Yes.
I was alerted is so extreme. I was told about all of this by one of my good girlfriends, Jacqueline Quick, who you love a lot too. She wants to be a little sideline reporter, and this sassafras.
Oh my God, Claire, I saw your video. I cannot tell you how adorable you are and how, by the way, I wish I had those skills even now. The command, the control.
The hand on the hip.
Your ability. So it is hard. So we'll obviously post the clip. And after the guys win, she brings over the 3, individuals from the winning team, and she interviews them with such control and conviction and
you
confidence.
Better watch out, Claire. Those boys are going to be asking for your phone number. You're so confident. She was adorable.
And you know what you're going to say to that, Claire? No, I'm here to do a job. That's what you're going to do. But you were fantastic, and I will compliment my friend because she would never do it. Claire wants to be the next Erin Andrews. And judging by that video, Claire, I'm going to tell you, you are well on your way.
You're going to be better, girl. That was so fun to watch. I'm so glad we got to DM today. And it was super special.
Yes.
That's where all those stuff, being tired on the road, are we enjoying it? That's what makes it all.
And I'm going to bring it all back, whether it's Claire or Judy or whatever. Life is about being happy and following your dreams. And I know this might seem heavy, so this is not what this podcast is ever about. But I will say that in the midst of self-deprecation and levity, there are serious topics. But I think for you and I, it's always about enjoy your life.
And a
sister,
soft blanc.
and a soft blanc and a
Let's go
rosé
watch some Monday Night
and
Football.
Topgolf. And you know what? When in doubt, we're a sure thing. Try out the new Sure Thing Club at Topgolf. For more, click the link.
And be quiet in yoga. Don't be so loud. Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.